Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are all well and fine. And welcome to our first online and digital banking webinar. Let me start with a couple of quick introductions. My name is Baron Conway. I am the SVP and head of digital and non-branch channels. And really what that means is all of our digital and online banking experiences, as well as our contact center and our member relationship center. Just a little bit about me. I've been at New Vision. Actually, tomorrow is going to be my 1-year anniversary at New Vision. So 1 year here. And prior to New Vision, I've had a pretty extensive experience in digital across a number of different industries. And I actually started my career in banking many years ago. On my personal life side, I have a couple of kids. I have a daughter who's 21, who just recently graduated, and my son is 17, and he's about to start his senior year at high school. And we also have 4 dogs, which I know sounds a little bit crazy, and sometimes I think it is. Our dogs are Luca, Leia, Obi, and Chewie. So as you can see, we are avid Star Wars fans, and if all of a sudden you hear some crazy barking, it's because they saw someone walk by with a dog, or they spotted a cat in our back garden. So I'll probably go mute for a second, and apologies in advance for that. Before I continue, I'm going to hand over to my illustrious colleague, Wendy.
Hi, everybody. My name is Wendy Lopez, and I am the e-delivery supervisor here at the credit union. I've been with the credit union for 12 years now, and I love every moment of it. It's really exciting, and I report to Baron, and I personally have a 3-year-old daughter, and I know what else to say about me, but looking forward to the digital world and online banking. I know there's a lot exciting, going on with this. So stay tuned.
Thanks, Wendy. So what we're gonna do today is sort of split this session into a couple of parts. The first, I'm going to take a little bit of time, and I'm not going to take too much time, but I'm going to take a little bit of time just talking about New Vision's sort of vision, as it were, for digital and online banking, and where we're planning on going. And some of that's going to be bigger picture, longer term things, and some of it is actually a little bit more shorter term, what we're trying to improve, where we're trying to make enhancements, and where we're trying to create a better experience for all of you, our members. So once we've done that, then we'll open this up to a little bit of Q&A. I know some of you are probably keen to ask some questions and do a deep dive into certain areas, and we're happy to help in any way that we can. And if there's anything we can't specifically answer during this session today, we'll absolutely collect your information, and we'll follow up with you, and we'll do a one-on-one conversation, and we'll do everything we can to resolve any questions that you may have. So let's just take a little bit of a step back. So I think if you look at the last year, New Vision has gone through a lot of change, right? As we went through our merger with Denali in the North, and the upgrade to a new online banking experience in the latter part of 2019. And we actually would be the first to admit that at times, right, it didn't go quite as smoothly as we planned, and we feel we feel deeply for any of the inconveniences we caused any of our members. Where we are right now is we feel really good about where we're starting to take our digital online or digital banking experience, and I'm using that in the broadest sense. So really that really refers to our browser or PC or laptop based experience, our mobile app experience, and it really also extends into any of the other experiences you may see. So whether it's how you may use texting for text banking and messaging and things like that, or notifications, all of this falls under the umbrella of our sort of digital banking experience. And so when we think about where we're going, there's a few key themes we're looking at. It's really what we're trying to do is build an experience that is built around ease, power, and sort of intuitiveness. So what I mean by that is we want to make sure that whenever you log in to your online banking experience, you're presented with the information that is most relevant to you and delivers to you the capabilities and features you most need. That whenever you decide to engage with those features, it's easy, it's obvious, it's intuitive. And there's that saying, it just works. And that's one of the things we really, really strive to get to. And we will be the first to admit we're not quite there yet, and we're going to try to get there. So with that in mind, let's talk a little bit about sort of where we are and where we're going, and some of what we believe and what we hope are some of the newer and cooler features and capabilities that are coming down the line. Actually, before we even jump into the future, one of the really, we feel and we think, and some of the feedback we've got sort of supports this, one of the newest features we've rolled out is we've made a dramatic change to, if you're interested in a mortgage and you want to go through the mortgage application process, we implemented a whole new online digital mortgage application process. And we partnered with this very cool financial services startup called Blend. And we've integrated and implemented it into our digital experiences. So now if you want to go through a mortgage application experience, it's super intuitive, it's super easy, it's really empowering to you, the member, to you, the user. So that thinking is something that we're applying to a lot of other things as well. So, coming down the line over the next, let's say, 6 months or so, there's a few really great enhancements, and then there's a number of areas that we're going to improve ongoing beyond that. But let's just sort of take a little moment and take a dive back, or take a deep dive into the next 6 months. So one of the areas we know, because we ourselves see where the opportunity is when it comes to alerts and notifications. So we're diligently working with our partners to improve and simplify the whole alerts and notifications experience. In reality, when you go into your alerts and notifications through your online banking, there's a lot of power there. The challenge is it's not always obvious which option do I select? Is it a notification? Is it an alert? How do I set it up? Which one gives me an instant update? Which one provides me something at a summary level versus a detail level? So we're working with our partners to really streamline all of that and make it a lot simpler and easier to set up and understand. And I think once we've done that, that will really add a lot more power and usefulness to the whole alerts and notifications capability. Now, in terms of timing, we're working with our partners. Our goal is to have something ready to roll out and make available early next year. If we can get it sooner, we absolutely will, but that's part of our goal. Another area that we're working on is when it comes to loan payments and setting up loan payments and scheduling loan payments. So we understand that there's been, at times a few challenges with those areas. So again, we're working with our partner to really improve that page when it comes to loan payments, to make it easier for you to set up payments, schedule payments, pay one-off amounts, and all those things that you should expect as normal capabilities when it comes to loan payments. And that's something actually we're looking to make available to everyone later this year, probably in the October-November timeframe. Another nice little improvement that will be coming out probably in late September, maybe a little bit earlier, is when it comes to the mobile app. So we're updating the mobile app, and you're not going to have to re-download the app or anything like that. It will just appear one day and it'll be there for you. We're adding something called quick links. And these quick links are 4 little links that will appear on your home screen. And these links take you to what we believe are the most sort of popular and most important features that you use most of the time. So for example, remote deposit. So if you want to deposit a check, you're not going to have to go hunting through the menu now. You'll be able to say, I want to deposit a check. I'll open up my app, I'll tap my quick link, and it will take you straight into the experience. So we're going to be rolling that out very, very shortly. And we believe that that's going to be a really great little feature. It adds a little bit more modernity to the experience. It makes it easier to use. And sometimes it's those little things that expose sort of the more deeply hidden capabilities and features that we think will add a lot of value to how you're going to use the application experience. There's also a lot more things happening. So another thing we're hoping to roll out really within the next month or so, maybe a little bit longer than that, is a whole new experience for accepting and applying for loans. So, whether there's a pre-approval process or whether you're going through a loan application, we appreciate that at times it can be a little bit cumbersome when you're going through our existing experience. So what we're doing is we're improving that. There's going to be a whole new online experience that will work on your phone or on your desktop, and it's going to make it very, very easy and very, very simple for you to apply. So look out for that. That's coming, by the end of September, early October. So we're super excited about that. And early in the new year, we're going to be also rolling out a whole new online deposit account opening experience. And this is going to be something completely new, and it's the beginning of part of our bigger roadmap for completely transforming how we create value for you, our members, by making our tools and capabilities easier to use and at the same time more powerful. So this is going to be something where, as an existing member, and let's say you already have a checking account and a savings account, and you want to open up another savings account or a certificate, it's going to be a very easy process. It's going to be tightly integrated into your current online banking experience. So as you click it and say open an account, it's going to pre-populate all the information that we have about you. So it's a very, very easy, an easy few steps to go from I want to open an account to getting my account opened and approved. Now, looking ahead as we go into 2021 and beyond, there's also a lot more things we're working on. As we look forwards, one of the things we're looking at, probably during Q2 of 2021 is a little bit of an enhancement to our look and feel. So one of the things we want to do is take the current experience that you have and really tighten it up a little bit. We think there's a way to expose some of the more powerful hidden features and bring them further up. We think some of our menuing can be made a little bit cleaner and easier to understand. So we're going to be working on that, and look out for that as an update. And then beyond that, as we look ahead to 2021 and beyond, there's a whole host of additional enhancements and upgrades we're going to be making. And hopefully, as we have more of these live webinars, we'll be in a position to sort of share some of those experience with you and share some of those updates with you. So that's kind of where we are in terms of sort of the roadmap and where we're looking to go and what we're trying to accomplish. And again, all of this, I stress, all of this is really starting with you, the member, first of all. We sit down and ask ourselves that question: where is there a pain point? Where do we want to improve an experience? Where do we want to add something that currently doesn't exist? And then we work with our partners to determine how long it's going to take and when we can schedule it. So rest assured, we're working hard to improve our online banking experiences in leaps and bounds. Now, with that being said, I know you all probably have some questions or comments, so I'd like to open it up to the team and also open it up to you, our members, if anybody has any questions. And Wendy and I will do our best to answer them for you.
Do you see any questions there?
I do not yet.
No, not yet, right? Okay.
Anybody have any questions? Oh, I think I see one Q&A has just popped up, Wendy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I like this one. When will the upgrades start?
That's a good.
Good question, Sophia. So that's a really good question. So let me actually try and calendarize some of the things I said. The first of the areas that we're going to sort of push out are going to be these little quick links that are going to go live on our mobile app. And we're looking to get that updated. That's all ready to go. We've been testing it to make sure it works absolutely perfectly, so it's ready to go. So we're going to be pushing that out in September. And then this new online and digital loan application experience will be going live across October and November. And then the new improvements and enhancements to the loan experience is at the moment we're hoping, and we're doing some final testing on that. We're looking at sorry, that was on my dogs. We're looking at a October-November timeframe for rolling that out. And then some of the other updates are going to be rolling out into the new year. But when we look at literally the next 3 to 4 months, we've got a busy 3 to 4 months updating some of those updates and enhancements. I think we have a few more questions.
For Steve, the mortgage interface doesn't work, can't see transactions or access external site. So that is, you should be able to access your mortgage information. It should be a seamless process to like a single sign-on. What we can do is go ahead and follow up with you in regards to you not being able to access your mortgage information. So we will get back to you in regards.
Yeah, so let's follow up with you after this to make sure that everything is set up as it needs to be, because to Wendy's point, you should absolutely be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Rita, when are we going to get the capability like Pop Money back? Great question. And actually, let me address that, because we have been meeting and discussing that a lot. So we are going to launch something. It's where we are looking at a Zelle type experience. It's something that is going to take a little bit of time. So it's really going to be the latter part of 2021. It may even roll into 2022, depending on how long it takes us to work with our partners to do all the integration. It is definitely on our roadmap. We recognize how important this is, right? We all use, you know, whether it's a Zelle or Pop Money or Venmo. So enabling that capability within NuVision for our online banking members is absolutely crucial. So it's on our roadmap, and it's one of the areas we're going to be working on in sort of the latter part of 2021. And the only reason we're doing it from that time frame is it's a little bit more complicated in terms of the integration we have to do to set it all up and get it running. But yes, we recognize that, and we are going to be working on that, Rita.
Great question. All right, so this one is from an anonymous person. Why does it ask you to set your personal device and you say yes, then it never activates it? So that is actually something to do with your settings. So your browser settings, it's probably set to delete your cookies. So anytime like this question comes up all the time with our team. So I know this by heart. Anytime you register a device, it's registering a cookie that on your browser that it's a registered device. But as soon as you delete those cookies or have a setting on your browser settings to delete all cookies, as soon as you close out your web browser, then it's going to delete that cookie with it. So we recommend, obviously, don't delete your cookies if you want to keep your devices registered, but at the same time, you always want to probably clean those out, to prevent any viruses and stuff. So that's a reason why it would make you re-register your device, as if that cookie is deleted.
Yeah. So Mike, we're going to get to your question in a second, but I think in the chat window, we also have a few other questions as well, Wendy. So Eric has asked a question has around, what about improvements to the bill pay menu? So, so we are working with our partner who does our online banking experience. And so one of the things we're going to be looking at in Q1 of 2021 is some improvements to sort of the user experience. So as I sort of earlier mentioned, improving how we describe things, some of the menu items, and possibly, if we can, even the flow. So bill pay is one of those areas we're going to look at. Unfortunately, I'm not able to tell you specifically what it is we can and can't change right now, because we haven't started the actual project yet. But it is one of the areas we are going to look at and see if we can make at least some at the very least, some minor improvements. And if there's more we can do, we'll absolutely do that. Mm-hmm. Keith, thanks for your comments. We always like a nice little compliment, always helps. These things are always a little bit nerve-wracking. And then Donald, we'll get back to you in a second. I'm just going to jump over to Mike's question. So are there any plans to improve the mobile deposit portion of the app? Have an extremely difficult time depositing. So, I think that, Wendy, what I'm going to suggest is maybe, Mike, what we should do is reach out to you separately, get an understanding of where the challenges are, and let's see if there's anything we can do to help you so that we can better understand what you need, and let's see if we can actually help resolve your questions and any concerns or issues you have directly. So I think that might be the best way to work with that, if that's okay with you, Mike. Donald, I'm going to go over to you now, if that's okay, and then Gilda will get back to you. So Donald is asking, okay, I'm going to read it out. So our current alert messages basically tell us to log on to see the message. We used to get the actual alert, so you knew what it was about without logging on. How will the new alerts help us? Great question, and I'm going to let Wendy address that because I do think we have a solution for you.
Yes, we do. So there are two different ways of setting up alerts within online banking today. And one of them is by, actually, if you go into online banking, I have my screen up right now, but if you go under, here, let me actually just share with you guys. And this way you guys can see. All right, so if you go under services, and if you click under the alerts, this is actually going to set up alert notifications based on your account and provide you more detailed descriptioned alerts. And these are actually more real time as well. So let me see. So there's these options here. I know the payroll and ACH credits was a really popular one during the stimulus check deposits going on. A lot of members, were contacting the contact center, asking us about, where the deposits were, and we, would recommend our members to set up this type of an alert. So anytime you got a deposit into your account, you would immediately be notified via email or even by SMS, which is text. And this is a great way to be able to kind of manage your accounts and be alerted, and it gives you more of a detailed description versus the other type of alerts that you're referring to, which I'll show you guys here. You go under services and these type of alerts. These are more like notifications based on your account. It's basically just letting you know you set up a notification on your account. Please log into your account to see and find out what it's about. We recommend using this more for security alerts versus anything, only because it is these alerts are more descriptive versus when it comes to account history alerts, transactions. This is something that we're working with our partners, as Barry mentioned, on being able to resolve this experience a lot smoother for our members. But again, if you guys want more detailed and real-time notifications, I would suggest setting up a type of alert within your online banking account.
And I'm gonna put a suggestion out there, Wendy, right? Because I think that there's an awful lot of power in there, and I think we're the first to admit, and we know this, and we're trying to resolve it. It can be a little bit confusing. So I think what we can do for folks is we can work to put out a little. We can write up a little guide that highlights the the pros and cons of each and what we would recommend, and then we can work with our marketing team, and we can actually send out a communication to folks. And so that may be something we can do if that helps folks, because these are very powerful features. It's just making sure we set them, you set them up in the right way. So thank you for that, Wendy. So I'm going to move down the list. I'm actually going to jump over to Gilda now. So Gilda, great question. The mobile app right now, am I able to deposit checks into your savings accounts? Yes. We have a little feature in the mobile app called Remote Deposit Capture, and that will quite literally allow you to deposit a check up to I can't remember the exact amount. I think it's
$8,000 per item, $10,000 per day.
And you can deposit that into any of your checking or savings accounts that you have with New Vision. And if you need a little bit of support with showing you how to sort of find it and set it all up, we will follow up with you after this call to make sure. But absolutely, that's actually what we think is one of the best features, because it makes it so much easier for you. You don't need to sort of stand in a line at an ATM or at a bank just to deposit a check. You can now do it straight from the comfort of your home.
Right, and I believe we are going to show a recording after this of how to enroll to mobile deposit and then how to make that deposit afterwards. So, yeah.
Okay, so Keith, so we haven't yet decided if it's Zelle or a different service. Although what I will say is, if we do go with Zelle, the whole dollar limits is really tied to how we, as a, how your financial institution, your credit union or bank decides to set that up. So that's one of the things that, as we go through the process, once we've decided who we're going to be partnering with and the setup, we will actually go through and sort of do the right requirements gathering so that we determine, what are the right amounts, right? There's a balance, and we're gonna do that with you. So for whatever it is, we're gonna make sure that we try and select a service and a set of features that make sense to you, our members. I'm going to jump over. So I hope everyone are okay. I'm kind of going back and forth on this, and we'll try and get through absolutely everybody here. And thank you for your engagement. We really, really appreciate this, and we really love the fact you're asking us questions. So Donald, will alerts give details? Today I'm directed to log on to figure out what my alerts are for. So if you go back to the point that Wendy just covered that, so I think we're good there. So yes, you can get all the details. We've just got to go to the right one. So we have that covered. Mel, so can you transfer money from a credit card to a checking account? I got a refund for a trip on my credit card. Now, is that something we can do? I don't think that.
No, you would have to do a cash advance. Obviously, that can be performed at any of our New Vision branch locations, or really any financial institution. It would technically be done as like a cash advance, right, from your credit card, and then you can deposit it into your checking account.
Thanks, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
So going on, Libby, why can't we have deposits from my home computer, as my phone isn't always reliable? Also, why can't I get my home loan? Okay, closed. It's been open since June. Okay, so that's really, really two good questions there. So the first part of your question, right, which is, not unreasonable, right? Why, if I can do it on my phone, why can't I do it on my home computer? And I think part of the challenge is that, the phone and the phone operating system and how it integrates the camera into an app is really designed for capturing photographs in a very specific way. And, it's a capability and a feature that is enabled specifically for the phone app. On your home computer, going in through our browser, it's not a capability we have. We haven't really had that many requests for it from a sort of consumer perspective. There are some, businesses that need things like this, but from an individual consumer perspective, it's just not a feature we have. And what we find is that people prefer the phone experience because it gives them the flexibility of doing it wherever they are, right? So you can be sitting on a countertop, sitting at home, sitting at your coffee table, wherever you need to.
Yeah.
You can take it.
They can also use a tablet too. So if they download the app, like your iPad or tablet device, by downloading the New Vision app, you can also use the camera feature.
That's a great point, Wendy. Yes, you can also use your tablet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope maybe that answers that part of the question. Now, in terms of your second part of the question, what we will do is take your details after the call, and we will connect you with our mortgage team, and we will make sure that we get some of your questions answered and addressed. So thank you very much for answering that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see now, which one have I got? Okay, so I think here we are, Susan. Yes, Susan. Hi, Susan. Okay, are there any plans to open any branches? I always go to a shared branch, none close to you. Well, that's a good question, Susan. I don't know where you are, and that is something I think maybe we can take offline, and we can have a conversation with you around where you are and what shared branches may be close to you, or if we are opening branches in your area. However, given that Wendy and I are the digital people, I would say if a branch isn't near you, you always have the opportunity of logging into newvision.com and going into your digital experience, either on your phone or on your browser. You can practically do anything that you want. And if there's things that you need that you can't find there, give us a call.
Yeah.
Give us a call, and we'll do everything we can to get you what you need and get any questions that you may have answered. So I hope that, Susan, I hope that at least partially answers your question. Wendy, I don't want to hog the limelight here. I'm gonna hand Elizabeth
Okay.
over to you, okay? And then you can take a few of the questions, and I'll
Okay.
jump in.
Elizabeth Alvarez asked, were you looking into making it easier to add individuals to child accounts without going into the branch office since you have limited offices? So I want to say yes. And we're looking into being able to do that. Obviously, with what Baron was saying, partnering up with our partners with the whole account opening experience online, we are looking into being able to open minor accounts in the future online. So yes, more to come on that for sure. And I go to over here. From Stephen, hello, will there be a mechanism to set up budget, pay, and mortgage payments in the app? That budget, I think that's in regards to the money management tool that we have today. And the budget tool for mortgage payments, yes, there is a tool that we can be able to budget your mortgage payments in there, and being able to use that within the New Vision app. Yes, that would be a feature. So hopefully that
That's
answers
available and you have questions, we
the
can reach
question.
out to you afterwards, Stephen, and we can help you sort of go through the process of setting that. One thing I would add to that is, one of the new features we're looking at, and we haven't yet determined quite when we're going to do this, is when you think about budgeting and saving and planning, we're actually looking to sort of create the ability to say, let's say, you know what, I know I want to get a car, I'm probably going to get a loan, but I want to put 20% down, I want to save for it. You'll be able to set up an account and a car savings account and do a special regular sort of scheduled payment for that. Or I want to set up an account to put money aside for my kids for when they go to college. So we're looking at sort of creating a whole new feature where you'll be able to say, okay, I want to save for X, Y, or Z, and you'll be able to set that up and run it and manage it and track it and things like that. So that's another new feature for 2021. We're looking at rolling out and making available to all of our members. So moving down the list, Wendy, do you want to take Aileen's question?
Aileen, okay. I know she asked, will you be enhancing the alert message to be more informative rather than the vague message currently sent? So I know we reviewed that earlier on which alerts to set up so that you get more of a description in the alert message.
And then moving down, I think, to Libby. So this is a good question. So why do you not allow me to turn off being notified when I personally made a payment out of my account system online?
I could see if the transaction that was done via card.
So, Libby, let's do this, right? Because I think that what we should do is jump on a call with you. We can look at what specific concern that you have, and we can go through and look at your alerts and notifications set up to make sure that it's set up correctly in a way that you need it and the type of detail you want.
Right.
And then hopefully that will sort of resolve the concerns or questions that you may have. And we've got all your contact information, and after this call, we'll reach out to you, and we'll make sure that over the next day, we'll make sure that's for everyone. We said we're going to get back to you. I just want to reassure you, we will get back to you. You give us a day, and within a day, we'll get back to each of you with one-on-one conversations so that we can better resolve any of the issues or questions you may have. Kimmel Conway, you share the same last name as me. Although I doubt we're related, I don't know. Why on bill pay do you pay by check sometimes? Takes too long to pay.
Yeah, so with our bill pay vendor, obviously, bill pay is so that to avoid writing out a check, right? So instead of you having to have checks, you are able to use our bill pay system that does send out an actual check to these payees. However, bill pay does have a relationship with some vendors or, some payees such as, the bigger like Bank of America, Citibank, or Wells Fargo, or your Chase accounts. Maybe those are being sent electronically because bill pay is such a big provider that they have that relationship built that those payments are able to be sent electronically. But if it's a payee to maybe you're trying to pay your pool man or your gardener or someone, it's going to be mailing them a check. So that's really the reason why it would be sent out as a check versus it being sent electronically. I know a check, I know it does take, we always say the turnaround time is like 7 to 10 business days for it to arrive, but it's sometimes faster. And then electronically, obviously, within 2 to 3 business days for it to get processed. But it just depends the way that, bill pay, the payees, I should say, are set up with our bill pay provider.
Thanks, Wendy.
Yeah.
Stephen, so Stephen, I think we have another question from you, and I think it's tied back to budget pays for your mortgage. So I think we've answered that question, and if we need to follow up with you, we can help you get that set up. And then Rita, I'm going to read out your question, and then Wendy, let's get a better understanding of how we can help her. I've experienced issues to transfer member to member due to my account being a trust account. So
So the member-to-member transfer feature, there has been some known issues that we've been experiencing because of the trust accounts, but there is always alternatives by just contacting us, directly through the contact center or chatting with us online during business hours so that we can get that transfer completed. But if there is an issue, Rita, again, I can open a ticket with our development team and just make sure that you're not experiencing that moving forward, because it is something that we hear time to time, members with trust accounts having that error for some reason when trying to complete it online. So yes, I will follow up with you, Rita, in regards to your account specifically. But again, alternative ways is just contacting us directly for now.
Thanks, Wendy.
Mhm.
Okay, I think we have a couple more questions here. This is from Donald. What is the send a check feature under pay and transfer?
Okay. So the send a
Good
check
question,
feature.
Donald.
Great question. You actually can send yourself a check. So instead of coming into the branch and wanting to get a check in your name, you can just have the check mailed out to you. It goes to the address on file, obviously, and you'll just receive that check in the mail directly from your account.
Thanks, Wendy. I hope that answers your question, Donald. And then we have another question here from Cheryl. Thanks. You guys are keeping the questions coming in. We really appreciate this. You're keeping us on our toes here. Okay, is there a way to set up two-factor authentication log-on authorization through the mobile app? So can we set up two-factor authentication within?
Yes. So the secure access code is what we have today. So you're able to set up, obviously, if you want it to be sent out by email or code by phone or by text. So technically 3 different ways that you can actually set up the secure access. We call it secure access code, multi-factor authentication.
And Cheryl, if you want some support or guidance on how to get that configured and set up, we again will follow up with you after the call over the next day to sort of walk you through the process of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Wendy.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I think we have got through. I'm
Okay.
pleasantly surprised by how engaged you guys have all been, asking us so many questions. Really appreciate this. Does anyone else have any questions? I like your suggestion, Donald. And you know what? When we go through our sort of user experience UX updates early next year, that's one of the things we'll look at to see if we can do that. Send a check to me versus send a check.
Mm-hmm.
Fair comment.
Yeah, that's a great
For the
comment.
suggestion.
Okay.
Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, here we go. So from Gilda.
Okay. Yeah, Gilda said you had just mentioned sending myself a check. That's the same as a withdrawal, correct? Correct. Yeah, so it'd just basically be a withdrawal from your account and it's being mailed to you in your name, a check in the form of a check.
Thanks, Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys are pondering whether or not to ask us any more questions, I hope you can see that we by no means believe, even ourselves, that what we have is a perfect system, and where there's a lot we want to do to improve it. That being said, I think there are a lot of really powerful capabilities and features within the New Vision online banking experience, whether that's desktop or over the phone or within the phone app. So it's just a case of sometimes they're a little bit more hidden, and we're very aware of that, and we're working to get those things exposed. But practically anything you would want to do, other than physically getting cash out of an ATM or a branch, you can more or less do through your app or online. And of course, if you do have questions, our contact center is always here for you. Wendy and team are always here when it comes to chat during business hours. So we're always here. Our job, our sole purpose is, to create an incredible experience for you guys, right? So whether that is an online experience or those moments when you reach out to us and have a conversation with us, it's absolutely crucial to who we are and how we value you, our members. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Looks like that's it.
That's it. Okay.
Webinar has ended. That's it.
So
when I guess I can read this off. When the webinar ends, attendees will be directed to the New Vision website, to our FAQ page at the newvisionfederal.com ebanking/online banking instructions page. Okay, and if you have any other questions, you can go ahead and complete that form there, and we'll personally have someone reach out to you.
Yeah, and just to tee this all off towards the end, thanks, Mike, for your kind words. And then Donald, I'd love to be able to find the online deposit limits easily.
Good suggestion.
Good suggestion. We agree with you, and it's something we're working towards. So yes, we recognize that as a need, and it's one of the areas we're working with our partners and our development team to get updated at some point in the not too distant future. So I can't tell you exactly when yet, but it is something we're working on. So thanks for that, Donald. And again, thank you to all of our members for participating in this, taking a moment out of your day. We know how busy everybody is, and we truly value the fact that you've decided to give us a little bit of time and then also ask us some questions. So kept us on our toes. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And I hope you guys all have fantastic days.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.